I found my grandfather's diary. What I discovered changed everything. Part 4. The search led me to an abandoned house on the outskirts of the town, a place that had once belonged to Lena's family. It looked forgotten, much like the secrets it held. The windows were boarded up, and the air was thick with dust and the weight of time. As I walked through the creaky door, I couldn't help but feel that I was stepping into a different era, one that had been buried by history itself. Inside, the walls were lined with forgotten belongings, faded furniture, broken lamps, and stacks of old papers. But it was in one of the old wooden drawers that I found something that made my heart stop. There, hidden among the papers, was a bundle of letters and photographs. Some of them were in French, others in German. As I sifted through them, one particular photo caught my eye: Lena, standing with a man in uniform. His face was stern, but there was something familiar about him. The letter next to it revealed a shocking truth: the man in the photo was a high-ranking Nazi officer who had once been in love with Lena. The officer's obsession with her had been well known, and it was clear that Lena's family had been trying to escape his influence during the war. My grandfather's diary had hinted at Lena's suffering, but seeing this connection made the reality of it all hit home in a way I hadn't expected. The letters I found also revealed the heartbreak of their love story. Lena had written a final letter to Edward, explaining that their love had been torn apart by forces beyond their control. She told him how she had been forced to flee to protect herself and her family from the officer's dangerous obsession. She expressed how impossible it was for them to be together, how the world had changed and that their love no longer had a place in it. I couldn't help but feel a pang of sorrow for them. They were victims of the war in ways I hadn't imagined. As I read the final letter, I realized the depth of the tragedy that had unfolded between them. I felt the weight of their sacrifices, their lost years, and the choices they had been forced to make. But as much as I wanted to honor their story, I began to question whether I had gone too far. Had my search disturbed a love that was meant to remain in the past, buried with its pain? Was I bringing back something that should have stayed forgotten, or was I giving their love the closure it had been denied for so long? The more I uncovered, the more I realized that some truths were harder to live with than others.